Now the best tank in the game. Not the best tank, but the most fun tank. Reinhardt. His left click is a shield swing. Very easy to do. There is a good tip with this one, is that the shield follows the camera. So if I start swinging over here, and I move my mouse with it, I can attack people who are outside of my range. So if I'm just going to swing from here, I can just hit this guy. If I swing like that, I can hit both people. See that? So I swing here.
So do you follow, as you swing, do you follow your camera?
You follow it. Yep. Obviously you need to be in range of that. Yep, there you go. So you follow your swing.
Okay.
You go, oh, there's two people in front of me, I'm going to do this. Attack two people at once.
Okay.
Yep, next thing is his shield. Pretty self-explanatory. You can look up. You can look to the side. So if you look up, people can obviously shoot below you. Like someone can shatter or whatever. But a really good tip is if you want to go look behind yourself, hold your shield up and hold your left click down.
Oh yeah, there it goes. Okay.
So if you're pushing the payload and you want to see where your team is at, you can walk with the payload and do this. I'm looking backwards now. I can see you triggering your... looking at the Roadhog now. His Q is a... oh, Q for me, E for you. It is a fire strike. So it goes through shields. You have 2 charges of it. It has no distance. Like however far it goes, it does the same damage.
Oh really?
So,
Okay.
Come over to me. Yep, come over to me. So that guy there with his shield up,
Yeah.
I can shoot through his shield, and he'll still get damaged. His charge. His charge does damage to everyone in its way. If you hit someone directly, it will pin them. And it does extra damage. So I hit this thing with my charge, but I pinned this guy, and it destroyed him immediately, and it killed the other guy. So the difference between a pin, and so you killed that guy, I'm just going to hit this guy with my charge, and I'll pin him, and it doesn't kill him.
So when you not pin him, is that just where you're aiming, or?
Well, you can move. So if I start over here, I can move to the side.
Yeah. Okay.
But obviously people can jump out the way, you can miss it, whatever it is. And then lastly is his ultimate. This thing got a buff recently. The damage the duration went from 2.75 to 3 seconds, and the range went from 20 to 25 meters. Pretty much you just do it and they get stopped. They just die.
Okay.
Things like shields can stop it immediately. Orisa in her fortified doesn't get affected by it.
Even though with a
People are
javelin.
I mean, her javelin can stop it, but if she's in a fortify, if she's in a golden form, she doesn't get affected by it.
Okay.
Alright, now it's my boy.
Roadhog.
My boy. Alright, so Roadhog. He's got a shotgun type shot as well as a condensed shot. So in short range, you can do that, and pretty much like 2-shot people.
Yeah.
Whereas in the long range, or like long to mid range, so with this kind of range, you can still do a large amount of damage.
Okay.
His right click is a heal. You see that bar on the right when you're healing up?
Yep.
That thing needs to recharge. So if you use all your healing at once, you need to wait for that bar to go up. It takes 12 seconds to go fully up. You have 50% damage reduction while you do it though. So even if you're in the midst of battle, you can run away. I've survived against 4 people at the same time shooting me because I've run away just holding this down, taking 50% damage reduction. His E is Pig Trap. You throw it out, if anyone's triggering it, they take damage, then they take damage over time, and they get slowed.
Okay, yeah, I see.
See, this guy's on the edge of it, so he doesn't take damage. If you throw it and someone walks directly over it, they get knocked into the shit. He gets knocked into the air a little bit.
Okay.
That can get paired really well with your hook, which is your shift. So the hook is very self-explanatory. You hit someone and it pulls them in. When they get pulled in, they're a little bit stunned at the moment of hook, and then at the moment of like when they stop getting hooked. It's very brief, but it allows you to do one-shot combos where you can shoot them, hook, pull them in. So if I do this, I can do this. Immediately dead. Yeah, so you shoot, you hook him. When he comes in, you shoot and you hit him again. The hook can get paired really well with it can get paired really well with the Q. So if I put that there, and do this.
Oh, so when
Now
while
they're
you're
over here.
hooking, you look to where you want it to go.
Well, yes, it's a, you kind of have to, this is a thing that I learned recently, you can't just look to where you want to go. If I'm standing here, right, and I want to hook him over here,
Yeah.
you go, right? If I do that, the hook's going to break because it's going to break line of sight. So it stops him there.
Oh, okay.
Whereas if I hook him, so this is something I learned from 6, and he's going to stand there. If you hook him, and you kind of take his path this way, and then back this way, you can.
Oh, okay.
So you make an arc for it. His ultimate is a scrap gun. You have 8 seconds where you just hold it down and you just shoot. It can do knockback, and it just stuffs them up like that. Alright, Sigma. His left click can bounce. It can do damage. Direct hits is more damage, but you can, when there's a tight corner and someone's running away from you, so say Roadhog just turned the corner on me and he's running away at low health, I can just do this.
Oh yeah, so you kind of have to play geometry in a
Yep.
way.
A little bit. Notice how he gets pulled in a little bit as well?
Yeah.
So pretty much Sigma controls, he pretty much creates black holes. His right click is a shield that you can send out. You can send out, you can chuck it back, whatever you want. So, if I wanted to send it out to protect that guy, I just send it out and hold my right click in, and it travels that way. Alright, his shift is creating a black hole. If you ever see Sigma doing that, do not shoot him.
Yeah, because he heals.
He gets overhealth.
Okay.
So, just as a quick rundown as well, white is normal health, orange is shields, blue is... No, orange is armor. Armor, what that is there's a percentage of damage taken that just gets, like... When you have armor on, percentage of the damage you taken is lessened, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
Blue is shields, that comes back automatically. And then green is overhealth, which can wither away from, like, as time goes on. His E ability is rock. Does massive damage and it stuns people. So that is really good against someone that needs to channel their ultimate, like Sigma or Moira. As long as they're channeling, you do that and they get stunned. Obviously doesn't work against someone like Orisa, who's got her Fortify on. It also does knockback, which I only just realized. So
Like
we'll
just
learn
now.
something. So if I hit, yep, his ultimate is really, really good against very high health enemies,
High
as it
health?
does half of their high health.
Okay.
So don't shoot him. Don't shoot him. If I attack him here, don't shoot him at all. So he's got pretty much full health. Half of his overall health gets taken out.
Okay.
So if you're playing against someone and you pull in their tank, oh, what'd you do at the same time? If you shoot him, you can pretty much kill him. But we kind of stuff that up by going at the same time.
Yeah, whoops.
So if I pull him up now, just shoot him. So shoot him now,
Oopsies.
pretty much killed him. Winton!
Winton.
Winton. Speaking of Winton,
What? How'd you get mini Winton?
he's in the battle pass.
That is awesome.
Yep, they added him to the game.
Winton with mini Winton.
He's very good short range. You can attack multiple enemies at the same time without moving.
Okay.
That leads to his right click. If you guys are on the payload and you need to push someone, and there is someone over here, you hold in your right click. The longer you hold in your right click, the more damage it does. Alright, his E is a shield.
Shield
Place it
low.
on the ground.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah. You can also, if you're in the air and you're coming down, you can place it down and kind of fall with it. So they don't expect things. You
Okay.
do one of these.
The best defense is a good barrier.
Or if you need to drop your shield on your allies, you do that and you drop it right over them. And they get shielded.
Barrier initiated.
So now you shielded me. Then, as you're testing it now, his jump. You jump up, you jump down. You do fall damage as well to your enemies. So if I was to fall on this
Oh yeah,
this
so you
Roadhog
did a bit
here,
of damage on the Roadhog, yeah, and knockback.
his ultimate. With his ultimate, he goes angry. His jump gets cooldown gets turned off. He punches people, they get knocked back, and he gets more jumps. But once you activate your ult, your cooldown gets like turned off. So yep, so you can jump immediately, and then as soon as you go off your ult, you have another jump immediately as well. Wrecking Ball! Nearly
Yay.
done with the tanks. Here's left click. Pretty simple. Point and shoot. His right click is paired with his shift, which turns him into a ball. You can't use a right click without being a ball. With his ball, you can move around a lot freely. You can also do knockback. So with his Roadhog here, you can hit that and knock him off the map. Another thing they added recently is what you can do. This was added in the most recent patch. Is you can pull yourself to your winch. So if I shoot it up there, I can now do this, and I can just pull myself to it. Just holding mouse or holding your jump button. So,
Oh, in space.
and that gets paired his ball form. So one thing they added in before I say that is if you don't reach ramming speed is when he goes like red. The ultimate or the winch gets turned down to a 1 second cooldown. If you reach ramming speed, it turns into a 5 second cooldown. If you're gonna ram someone, make sure you ram them off the map. Speaking of which, his ult is just mines that he throws on the ground. If people hit them, they get damage done to them. Anyway, that moves us on to his shields. His shields is, you can see down the bottom there says 3. That means there's 3 people in the vicinity. Means that you do 100 health, I'm pretty sure, per person that's around, or 100 shields. Once you click that, so I now have 1,025 health. I can pass it on to you. And the last tank is Orisa. Oh, Zarya. Zarya is very simple. Your left click is a beam. Does very little damage on its own, but it can get charged up. Next thing is the right click, which is a AoE. Her shift puts a barrier on herself, and her E puts a barrier on others. Alright, do it now. You see how your number just went up?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That means your charge is more, and you do more damage. Her ultimate is a grab. It's a black hole you throw down and pulls people in. You can throw it on the ground, you can throw it above people. I can throw this here, and they get pulled up there.
Oh, and they're stuck there for the duration.
Yep, unless obviously something happens to them, like, again, a Symmetra teleporter, a Fortify, a Life Weaver pool, whatever. They are stuck there. Yep, that is Zarya in a nutshell. Very easy to play wrong, but when you play her right, oh my goodness. Like, you have to find an understanding between, you have to stay alive, because if you die, your charge goes down to 0. You want your charge to be as high as possible for fights. So you don't want to go charging when you don't have bubbles. You also need to know when to bubble yourself and when to bubble allies. And you have to be able to bait the enemy into bubbling or shooting your bubbles instead of just waiting for them to go away. So that is the tanks in a nutshell. There are a lot more things than I said, but those are the basics. Those will get you through.